here for the 49ers selection at 27.
With the 27th pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Chris Johnson, defensive back, San Diego State.
The what? The who? Since when did the Niners change their logo to a dolphin? Hell, in terms of geography, you couldn't get further away from San Francisco than Miami. This is just a microcosm of ESPN's absolutely horrendous coverage of the NFL Draft. Last year, one of the biggest stories coming out of the draft was Melvin Kiper having an emotional meltdown over Shedeur Sanders. Oh no! My pretend godson is dropping faster than pants at the Butt Bongo Festival. Daddy Dion's gonna spank me later. I'm so scared. It was embarrassing to watch a man who was old enough to be Shedeur Sanders' grandfather. It was embarrassing watching Melvin damn near having an aneurysm on national television. But this year, Melvin Kiper was not the story coming out of the NFL Draft. The main story was ESPN and their substandard coverage. You know, I don't know why anyone is surprised by this. Have you seen ESPN's coverage of the NBA? This is why I didn't really understand why the NFL was so eager to enter into holy matrimony with this network. For 20 years, ESPN's coverage of the NBA has been the drizzling shits, and ESPN needs the NBA to survive. Their coverage of the league is so bad, Adam Silver is actively distancing the NBA from ESPN. Most of the big games this season have been given to either NBC or Amazon. ESPN clearly struggled with the NFL shortening the first round of the draft. Instead of there being 10 minutes between picks, teams were only given 8 minutes. Halfway through the first round, ESPN was already running 8, 10, 15 minutes behind. They were talking about pick 8 when the NFL was on pick 10 or 11. Now, some of you might be thinking, who cares? ESPN owns the NFL Network now. There's no competition. You have to watch ESPN for coverage of the NFL Draft. Unfortunately for ESPN, there is real competition. Last Thursday night, instead of watching ESPN, millions of people, they were following the NFL Draft on Twitter. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. ESPN was heavily criticized for being several picks behind with their draft coverage. But to make matters worse, ESPN was criticized for their overall presentation. Viewers were bombarded with commercials, which is to be expected when you're paying billions of dollars to broadcast something as boring as the NFL Draft. But was it really necessary to have 14 commercials between 2 or 3 picks in the draft? 14? With the average commercial being 30 seconds and the average time between picks being 8 minutes, that means ESPN had 7 minutes minimum of commercials included in 16 to 20 minutes of programming. I've never run a sports network, but that seems to be a bit excessive. Viewers also complained about the abundance of analysis. We don't care what Mina Kimes thinks about Fernando Mendoza. Get back to the action. 10 years ago, ESPN wouldn't have to worry about this. They were the only network broadcasting the draft, besides, of course, NFL Network, but most people weren't watching NFL Network's coverage of the draft. The point is, 10 years ago, there was minimal competition, but now, ESPN is competing with social media. They are competing with YouTubers. There were over 300,000 people in attendance in Pittsburgh during the first round of the draft. If ESPN is running behind, all it takes is one of those people to spoil the results. Once that happens, you risk losing viewers to the platform with the most up-to-date information. This is embarrassing for ESPN. They had months to prepare for this. It's not like the NFL called them Thursday morning. Hey friends, it's me, Roger G. We're making some last-minute changes. Starting tonight, teams will only have 8 minutes between picks instead of the usual 10. ESPN had months to prepare for this, months to properly schedule their commercial breaks, months to tell their analysts to stop talking and give the viewers what they actually want, which is the draft itself. And with all that time, ESPN still found a way to turn this golden goose into a polished turd. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.